keeping the faith, and for the good work you do at the grassroots. I want to first honor and respect all of those who serve, from the elected officials and party leaders like your extraordinary chairwoman, Sue Dvorsky. Thank you, Sue. To the community organizers and volunteers. What you do makes America better. Keep doing it, and doing it harder even, as Sue just said, because we need you right through November and beyond. So let me ask you, Democrats, are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to win? Well, I hope so. I hope so, because this is the election of a lifetime. Because more than any one candidate, more than any one campaign or policy, what's at stake right now is the American dream. You all know what I'm talking about. It's the dream of pilgrims who built a life of religious freedom in an unknown wilderness. It's the dream of immigrants who fled oppression in other lands for the hope of a better life and still do today. It's the dream of your moms and dads in small towns and big cities all across Iowa and all across the country who scraped and saved so that you could get an education and not have to struggle as hard as they did. It's the dream of a welfare kid from the south side of Chicago who has the opportunity now to serve as governor of Massachusetts. It's your story, your neighbor's story. It's what we do in this country and who we are. To be able to imagine a different way, a better way for yourselves and your families, and then to reach for it. That is the American dream. Well, friends, right now in America, in the minds and lives of a whole lot of folks, the American dream is up for grabs. Thanks to the global economic collapse, thousands and thousands of people have lost their jobs, their savings, their homes. Many, maybe even some of you have lost confidence. The truth is, some folks harbor doubts about the American dream even before the Great Recession. 5.5 years ago now, when I first came to office following Mitt Romney, young people and jobs were leaving our state. Roads and bridges were crumbling. We had enacted health care reform but had yet to implement it. Education funding had been cut. Stem cell research was banned. Our clean energy potential was stuck in ideological stalemate. The poor were in terrible shape. The middle class was a paycheck or two away from being poor and deeply anxious about it. And we had had 16 years of Republican governors, yes, including Mitt Romney, more interested in having the job than doing the job. So we set out on a journey to change that, to rebuild our Commonwealth and revive the American dream. And that is why today we have moved from 47th in the nation in job creation when Mitt Romney was in charge, to growing jobs faster than most states today. From unemployment higher than the national average when Mitt Romney was in charge to a rate well below the national average today. That's why we lead the nation in economic competitiveness and are growing our state's economy twice as fast as the national growth rate. That's why we lead the nation in student achievement, in healthcare coverage, in investment services, in energy efficiency. That's also why in Massachusetts today you can marry anyone you love. We have not only eliminated Romney's structural deficit and achieved the highest bond rating in our history, but also with labor at the table, made the kinds of meaningful reforms in our pension system, in municipal health benefits, in our schools, in transportation, and so much more that have eluded us for decades. We have a lot more to do, but we are on the right track at home in Massachusetts because we place our faith not in unfettered markets and angry rhetoric, but in our common sense, our values, in the American dream itself. Now, today's Republicans would make very different choices. And I always add, I want to be clear, I am governor of all of the people of Massachusetts, not just governor of the Democrats, but the values that inform my choices are the values of a Democrat. And the values and thus the choices of the National Republican Party and their candidate for president today are radically different. Coming into November, we had all of us be crystal clear about that. Once you cut through their slogans and sound bites, all that today's Republicans are saying is that if we just shrink government, cut taxes, crush unions, and wait, all will be well. Now, of course, history has proven that this is wrong time after time after time. But here's the thing. They don't actually believe it. They don't believe a word of it. The same folks who say government should be small and spending should be limited were responsible in the Bush administration for the biggest run-up in the size of the federal government in history and the biggest federal spending spree ever. The same folks who say jobs should be our top priority oppose every job plan Democrats propose and have no job plan of their own. The same folks who say religious fundamentalism is a threat abroad are busy promoting it right here at home. The same folks who say government should stay out of our private lives want government to tell a woman whether to keep an unwanted pregnancy and all the rest of us whom we can marry. They don't believe what they say. For Republicans today, not about principle, it's about power. Power. They're willing to say or do anything for power. And when you call them on it, they turn to bullying. Well, we Democrats need to be better than that. But that means more than having a strong argument for what it is we are against. We need to be just as clear about what it is we are for. The question is, what do we believe? See, we believe that in an economy that grows opportunity out to the marginalized, not just up to the well-connected. We believe government is about people, not abstract policy. And that government has a role to play not in solving every problem in everybody's life, but in helping people help themselves. We believe we owe the next generation a better country, a better community than we found, not quick fixes that push solutions off to another day. We believe in good times and in crises alike, we should turn to each other, not on each other, that we owe each other a sense of common cause and common history. We believe in the American dream. We believe in that dream, and that it ought to mean something in people's lives. Well, if that's what we believe, Democrats, here's my message, plain and simple. If we want to win elections in 2012, if we want to keep Barack Obama in the White House, win back the House, hold on to the Senate and move the country forward, if we want to earn the privilege to lead, then it is time for Democrats to grow a backbone and stand up for what we believe. And what Democrats must offer is not the politics of convenience and cleverness, but the politics of conviction. So Democrats, quit waiting for pundits and pollsters and economic indicators to tell us who the next president or who the next senator or member of Congress is going to be. We shape our own future.
Amen.
Working at the grassroots, that is precisely what we did in 2008. And in 2012, let's do it again. And you can start by standing up for President Barack Obama. This is the president. This is the president who delivered health care to every single American in every corner of the country after 90 years of crime. This is the president who put an end to don't ask, don't tell, so that love of country, not love of another, determines your ability to serve. This is the president who made equal pay for equal work the law of the land for women. This is the president who brought Osama bin Laden to justice, who ended the war in Iraq, who raised our stature again internationally. This is the president who saved the American auto industry from extinction, the American financial industry from self-destruction, the American economy from full-blown depression, 4.2 million jobs in the last 24 months. The record is long, impressive, and barely told. Barely told. And it's even more extraordinary when you consider that congressional Republicans have made division itself the centerpiece of their governing strategy. I think about that, and